so we all remember Shamima Begum's story, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
There is an equivalent of that, the American version. So here we go. Hoda Muthana, Alabama IS bride, loses appeal for return to the US. The US Supreme Court has refused to hear the appeal of an American woman who joined the Islamic State. So the US Supreme Court said, we're not even going to entertain the right to appeal.
Wow.
So they said, you know what? You don't even have a right to appeal. Your citizenship has been canceled. Your passport has been confiscated, and that's it. Time's up.
Yeah,
Huda.
thanks for zooming. Yeah.
Yeah. So Hoda Muthana grew up in Alabama and traveled to Syria to join IS in 2014. She's 27 right now, so that means she probably was 19 at that point. She was not a U.S. citizen and revoked her passport. Now, this is a bit problematic. While she was abroad, authorities determined she was not even a U.S. citizen. Hang on a sec. But she had a passport.
Yeah. What's going on
here? So what's going on here is that Ms. Muthana's father appealed against a federal court that barred her entry on Wednesday. The Supreme Court declined the case without further comment. So Ms. Muthana is a daughter of a Yemeni diplomat. She was born in the U.S., but under federal law, the children of diplomats born in the U.S. are not automatically bestowed citizenship. So because she was the son of the U.S. diplomat. But look at this one. In his lawsuit, Ahmed Ali Muthana argued his family had given up diplomatic status before his daughter was born. So that's why, as soon as she was born, boom, she would. What I don't get. Anyway, I will comment on that. We'll give a commentary on that. They maintain the U.S. Ms. Muthana was previously recognized as a citizen by the U.S. State Department and given a passport in 2004. Ms. Muthana's case has been compared to that of UK teenager Shamima Begum, your compatriot, who was stripped of her
Please don't say that.
well, she's similar to your age, I think. Probably she wore a hijab like you did.
She makes my mistakes look way less intense.
She looked like you.
Cheers.
In a statement to CNN in 2009, Ms. Muthana said she was naive, angry, and arrogant young woman when she left the US for Syria. To fund her trip, she withdrew from college and used her tuition money to purchase a flight to Turkey without her family's knowledge. Social media posts during her time with the extremist groups show Miss Muthana applauding terrorist attacks. So she was applauding terrorist attacks, kind of like Shamima Begum, very similar. So look at this. This is what she said. There's so many Aussies and Brits here. Where are the Americans? Wake up, you cowards.
I was just thinking when you said this to me, I was like, oh, they're going from across the pond as well, because I've not heard of ISIS brides in America.
No, there were some.
Out of America, but this is really interesting, yeah.
I forgot the name of that other Bangladeshi girl. She was married to the IS bride. She lives in Texas now. So she was an ISIS bride as well. She's been interviewed by Glenn Beck as well. Tanya Joya. She's a mother of 4. I think, yeah. She's
also British born. What the hell?
Yeah, she's British born, but she moved to America. And her ISIS guy was American, converted Muslim. So he was a white convert. And yeah, so he took her to...
Jihadi John.
Yeah, he was a jihadi John. Yeah. So anyway, so she, it's been happening anyway. So what I don't get is why do they have to rely on these loopholes? The U.S. State Department invoked something which is not factually true. Like, you had given her the passport. So when you were giving her the passport, did you not know that this cannot be extended to those who are children of the diplomats? But again, as the father said, well, we had given up our diplomatic status. So when she was born, that's it. She was a U.S. citizen. Why can't you just say, sorry, if you're involved in a terrorist activity, we're going to cancel your citizenship? But again, the problem is, are you going to send her to Yemen? This girl is born in Yemen is being bombed and there's an embargo by your ally, Saudi Arabia. Of all the countries, you're going to send her to Yemen? So it's all a cock-up in a sense, but I don't have sympathy. I mean, I know I've seen the other side of the argument and try to sympathize with Shamima Begum that, yes, she was 16 or 17. This girl was 18 or 19, probably speaks with an American accent. She says that she was arrogant. We all went through the teenage rebellious years, yeah, but these idiots took it way too far, yeah.
They didn't just have that cheeky cigarette or a lug of whiskey or booze. They actually sat on a plane to voluntarily join an organization that beheads people.
Or a cheeky shag in the backseat of a car.
Oh, someone's lived a wild life.
Not me. Isn't that what you told me what you did?
Don't. Unless you've joined the Mile High Club, we're not even going there. Yeah, that's something.
I tried a Mile High Club, but I failed.
At least you're honest. Maybe, yeah. Well, you have ages. If you,
yeah,
where
but
you're
so
coming from to anywhere in the world. Anyway, go on.
So these guys took it to a whole new level. But I was thinking, like if someone had murdered someone at the age of 17 or 18, or definitely 19, as she was 19, they would still go to prison. So, it's not like it's going to be, you can't do it. You'll get away with it. No,
go to juvenile prison, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but even with juvenile prison, as soon as they come out of as soon as they become older than 18, they go to adult prison, don't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's anyway.
But just on that point, Shiv sent a super chat and is asking, what's the problem in bringing them back if they repent?
Yeah, because it sends a wrong message. It's like, yeah, okay, everything's fine. We'll just do it. We'll put it on a young youthful age. As I said, we don't say that. We don't encourage kids, young adults who are more likely to try drugs and do something stupid. But this is why it depends on parents. And again, there are juvenile prisons for that reason. And as I said, as soon as they become, so there are consequences for your action. You need to be taught. I think under 11 or 12 is the age when you can say, okay, but even then that becomes problematic as well. I think if a 12-year-old kills someone, there've been some instances. What do you do with them? What do you do? You can't just say, oh, he's just a kid. You can't say that. There has to be some sort of a consequence. If they repent, again, we don't know. With Shamima Begum, she wasn't even repenting straight away, was she? She was saying, she was making excuses for it, and she was like, oh, I'm not sorry. So no, sorry.
It was, if that's what you're relying on, and you're relying on public sympathy and stuff, and like your own lawyer should tell you, first of all, like show a little bit of remorse for something you've done. Like you want to try and come back to this country and have the public on your side. You've got to show them that you truly regret what you did, because you did it with full intent and you knew what you were doing. But for me, the problem with this is now it's just getting a bit tricky when it comes to the ease in which they're starting to revoke citizenship and take your passport and stuff away. And I think this is setting like a very kind of dangerous and risky precedent, to be honest, because according to international law anyway, you can't make a citizen you can't turn them into like, an alien citizen, especially if they don't belong to another country. You cannot make somebody stateless. And I mean, even England, like they've ratified all of these conventions, but I'm not sure how. Now they're passing laws here, and Priti Patel has gone much further to do this and say now the parameters of having your citizenship revoked are expanding. So if I'm considered a threat to this country, if I pose any form of threat, it can result in my citizenship being taken away. But now you need to define what that threat implies. And effectively, if which I have as well, I've given up any other dual nationality that I once held, what does that do then? Do you just go on the color of my skin and you send me back to where you think I hail from or belong, or where my ancestral roots are? Like that's very problematic. So I don't know, interesting from a legal perspective to see how this is all going to play out, because revoking citizenships left, right, and center, it's dangerous. It's murky waters. And I think having them come back to your own country and being tried according to the courts of law in your own country is probably the most, like, I would say, following due process, and also giving that person a chance, because that's
And I think there's such a easy way out as well. In a way, bring her back, sentence to 10, 15 years, whatever she deserves, and then you can't take away the citizenship, because citizenship is sacred. It's important.
Yeah, and imagine they go back to Bangladesh. What? She has no ties. It's like me, you're saying. So when you said, she's like me, in the same sense, imagine being, for all intents and purposes, being British, and then if they try and ship me off to Pakistan, That
You
is a
you don't you
foreign
don't know
world to
anything about that
me.
country. Yeah,
Nothing,
you
nothing.
don't
I
know
would
anything
not
about that.
I probably wouldn't yeah, I
Don't be a
wouldn't
terrorist,
last.
Nuria.
No, not this is why I've chosen my side very carefully. If anything, I'm like, MI5, you want some help? Hit me
I
up.
wonder. I wonder if Mohammed Hijab would be sent back to Egypt if he does something nefarious,
Yeah,
or
well,
he.
this citizenship revoking now
I wouldn't
is
mind that
well,
though.
technically, he shouldn't either. He should want to live under those conditions,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Better yet,
that's
send
the
them to
point.
Afghanistan. That's the epitome of what they want to live under. Hell,
Yeah.
fucking deport them. Sorry,
Yeah, but
accent.
I agree with NN as well, that yes, put them in prison, give them the sentence, but that doesn't make this girl is born and raised. For all intents and purposes, she's an American. Yes, she's crazy. She was crazy. She was indoctrinated with coronavirus, and
I like
but
that.
oh, it's an old one. I didn't
Oh,
invent
I've
it.
not heard it before.
What are
That's
you kidding
funny.
me? Where we've been living?
Maybe I've
By
living under a rock.
coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but by corona. So she and again, like being a terrorist, all you get away with in a certain manner, in a way. I think it's a very easy way out. Like, okay, get out. What about why is she not in? Why is she not going to be in prison? But Yemen is of all the places, who would no one can go to Yemen. But yeah, I don't know. Same with Shamima. Anyway, I don't agree with that. I think they should be put in prison and then let out.
If you like these videos and want to support me in my activism, then you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. Stay free, everyone.